Want to make sure you guys melt every single person in the brand new MOXXI'S heist? Well, today I want to introduce you to my Ice YETI flak build. This is LaserBolt and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ice YETI. This is the brand new build for the MOXXI'S heist that's going to have you shredding everything that comes your way. You're going to be laughing your way to victory, and you will also be one-shotting the majority of the enemies with this build. Yes, you guys heard it correctly, one-shotting the majority of the enemies. You're definitely going to want to stick around for the video to check out how the build is made, the gear, and how all the synergy works out. Remember, guys, if this video does get to 200 likes, we will be uploading the save file on our Discord server, so you guys just download it and start that adventure. Without further ado, let's hop on and take a look at the build. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to start off with the skill tree. We're going to start off with the Hunter skill tree, and we're going to be dumping 5 points into the Stalker. What that's going to do, it's going to change the enemy types. We're going to go to robots, humans, and pets. It's just going to give you more damage when we pair it with another skill tree, which we'll talk a little bit further down as we progress. Then we have Leave No Trace. Once again, this is going to give you critical hit damage, which is going to allow you, once you score that, it's going to return 1 ammo back to the magazine when we get a crit hit. And we are going to be getting a ton of these, so our ammo is going to be constantly active. Next, we're going to be dumping 3 points into Hunter Eye. This is going to give us bonus for those enemies we changed into the Stalker one, which is giving us an additional +9, +18, and +14 to damage that we do against humans, robots, and beasts. Then we're going to be dumping 2 points into Two Fang. Now, this one is going to be a priority because of the gear that we currently have in our inventory. I'm going to explain why this is important. If you don't have the gear I have, I probably wouldn't dump a total of 4 points here. I would probably drop like 2 or 1. It's just, this is really good when you have kind of weapons that are that actually take advantage of this one, like pistols, shotguns, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But this one just gives you an extra projectile, which is extremely important. Then we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Big Game. What this is going to do, it's going to give us a Hunter skill, and it's going to give our Hunter skill more duration, which is pretty good. Then we're going to do the most dangerous game, and this is going to give us gun damage and critical hit damage. And the gun damage we get from this is actually pretty good, which is 25, and the critical hit damage is 10, so we're usually dropping 35 right here, which is pretty good. It also increases our pet damage, which is a plus, because our pet is going to be a little bit tanky here. Then we're dumping 1 point into Galactic Shadow. It's going to, once again, increase the crit hit damage that we have with our current setup. We're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Grim Harvest. Now, this is actually pretty good because this is going to increase our gun damage and our action skill damage as well, which is really effective. Our gun damage gets +2 18 because we are picking up another 3 points from our class mod, which we'll talk a little bit further once we get into the gear. And of course, we're picking up the last one, which is the Megavore. It's going to give us a chance to score a critical hit shot with weapons against any part of the enemy. So anywhere we hit, we're going to be proccing that crit hit, which is really good. Next up, guys, we're going to go into the Master Tree. Now, for the Master Tree, we're picking up 2 points into Ferocity. Flag's pet deals increased damage, which is really important. Our pet is going to be active quite a lot throughout here. We're going to be doing a total of 3 points to Persistence Hunter. Once again, increasing our gun damage and also our action skill duration. We're going to doing 4 points into Who Rescued Who, which is going to give us health regeneration, which is kind of making us a little bit tanky, allowing us not to die. 1 point into He Bites, which is going to allow us to reflect that damage that our pet gets and allow us to give us survivability once again. Another 5 points into Frenzy, once again giving us gun damage and stacking up a total of 10 Frenzies, which is going to increase the damage, really important. Then we have 5 points into Barbaric Yap, once again increasing our pet bonus, which are going to be really effective. And last but not least, we have Pack Tactics, once again giving us pet and flag damage, which we're sharing across the damage, not only for flag, but we're also sharing it for our pets, plus increasing the maximum health for our pets and for flak as well. And there you guys have it. That is the current build on the skill tree. Now, for the stuff that you want to activate as abilities, we're picking up the Rack Tack, of course. We're picking up the Rack Open of Cold one, which turns our racks into a cryo damage, which is going to be extremely effective. And then we have the Accelerator, which has increased cooldown rates and gain an additional charge, which is allowing us to keep our racks active a lot. So now that we covered the skill tree, let's jump onto the gear and to find out what you guys need to do to put this whole build together. All right, so here we are, guys, in the gears. So for the first weapon we're taking a look at is the Lucian's Call. This is actually a really effective weapon, as you guys have been seeing on the video, and it's just going to be the main focal weapon that you want to use for crowd control. This weapon is going to be if you have multiple enemies and you want to get rid of them really fast, this is what you're going to be using. What's beautiful about this is that you have the fact that when you shoot the weapon, it's going to ricochet bullets off of them, so allowing you to keep very good action skill cooldown rate, which we're going to be proccing quite a lot. Plus, it's going to be giving us that extra 100% damage indefinitely. So we're going to have this proccing every single time. Now, the 100% damage lasts like about, I think it's 13 seconds. So you have a lot of time to get that 100% every time you throw your rack attack. So you will be proccing this very, very frequently. Crowd control weapon. The next weapon we're going to be talking about is the Moonfire. Now, this one is what's going to allow you to one-shot the enemies. This is going to give you a massive amount of power. You're going to pretty much one-shot every single thing that stands your way. That's not like a super, like a badass. You're probably going to take like 3 to 4 shots to kill a badass. But if it's any other enemy that's running around, you're going to be able to one-shot them without a problem, regardless of what they have. If they have, armor, if they're red enemies, or they're yellow enemies, or, whatever they have, you're going to be able to one-shot. You can always swap to this one, and it does as good a job as the Lucian's Call. The last weapon we're going to be talking about, of course, is our Cutsman. This one's going to be primarily for boss fights. Now, it's going to be very important because all these 3 weapons up here we can use against an enemy. But when it comes to fighting a boss, we want to make sure we kill him really fast, right? So that's where we're going to be using the Cutsman here. Now, you could use a Lump as well. Lump works really well here as well. So I like the Cutsman in my personal point of view. Now, for the shields, we're using the Stopgap. Now, you don't have to use the Stopgap. You could use anything like the Transformer. You could use anything that you feel comfortable with. You could use, for example, you could use this one right here, this Transformer. Now, I like the Stopgap because what it does, it gives you the advantage of being a little bit immune and being able to sustain a little bit of damage. And when your shield breaks, you get that 20% chance of getting a shield restoration booster, which is really fun and really helpful. So highly recommend this one. If you don't like this one and feel like you're going down a lot, you can go with the Transformer. Next up, oh yeah, one thing I do want to mention about this though, you want to make sure you get this with cryo damage or shock damage, and I'll explain how the synergy works here. Because we're getting all this cryo damage, so I like to have either my grenades or my shield with cryo damage. This one dropped it with cryo damage, but you can pick it up with shock or anything like that. Next, of course, we're going to be taking a look at our class mod. We're using the Rack Pack class mod, and this is really, really helpful, guys, because not only does it allow us to have our racks a lot of times, but they split into 2 more racks every time they hit an enemy, which is really, really good. We have this with plus 25 weapon damage, so our weapons are going to be getting a 25% boost. We have a plus 31 action skill cooldown rate, so we're never going to be running out of racks. And a plus 45 Jacob weapons critical hit damage. Now, as of right now, we have the Vladov, we have a Torque, we have a Hyperion, and we have a Malawang, so we're not really taking too much advantage of the Jacob weapons critical hit damage, but I do believe I am trying to farm for one that has a Vladov damage, so that's going to increase the damage on this particular weapon. So it's going to be making it extremely powerful. Or anything that says like AR damage or shotgun damage or pistol damage, this would be like tremendous if you're using this. So anything like that you have, it would be extremely awesome. Now, the artifact that we have, guys, we are running the Snowdrift Idol, and this one's going to give us 73 cryo damage, so we're going to have more cryo damage than what we currently have. In addition to that, we get a plus 16 cryo damage, so that's going to push us up to almost 90% cryo damage. In addition to that, we get a plus 27 cryo efficiency, and we get a plus 21 action skill cooldown rate. So with our class mod and with our artifact, we're getting almost a total of 50% action skill cooldown rate, making it a monster. Last but not least, guys, is our grenade. Now, our grenade has on action skill and gain 50% shock damage. This is extremely important because the one thing that the cryo doesn't do very well against, it doesn't do really good against, blue bars or, or shields. So with that additional 50% shock damage, it's going to help us there And this helps out a lot, guys, since our action skill is being procced every single time, and we're getting that action skill end every single time. We're gonna have this indefinitely. So really important. So how exactly do you want to play with this build? Well, it's super easy, guys. What you want to do is go to the battlefield, throw your racks, have the racks hit. Once the racks hit and your action skill ends, shoot away, guys. For crowd control, use the Lucian's Call. For one-shotting, you want to use the Moonfire. And for boss mobbing, and when they have armor and shields, you want to make sure you bring down their shield with the cryo, and to bring down their armor with the Cutsman. And there you guys have it. That is the Ice Yeti build for flag for the MOXXI Heist. If you play with Amara, if you play with Moze, if you play with Zane, and want to see what their builds look like, definitely check out my videos for the MOXXI Heist. And I hope you did find this video helpful and enjoy. If you did, do me a huge favor, guys. Drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I will catch you guys on the next video.